Hey, everybody, welcome to Love and Relo, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I am thrilled to be here today. I'm with somebody that I've talked about a lot on this show. He probably doesn't even know. I talk about him all the time, but he is here today. His name is Terrell White. He's a partner at Ivy Ovals. What's up, Terrell?
Hey, how are you guys doing? It's a pleasure to be here. Me and Ben are very, very close friends. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, so Terrell, when I say I talk about you all the time, right? I tell this story all the time about like accountability partners and the importance, I think, of accountability partners and like how
Yeah.
people get started with this, because people always ask, like, how'd you get started doing this? And honestly, it's funny. I tell them, like, there's this kid that used to annoy me all the time and make me post videos on the internet, and he would
Yeah.
text me every morning and he'd be like, "Did you post something? Did you post something? Did you post something?" And I'd be like, "Yo, Terrell, leave me alone, man. I'm trying. Excuse. I'm trying, bro. Like, yo, it's hard out here. I got a job. I got a family. Get off my DMs." No, but seriously, I appreciate you so much, man, for staying on me, honestly. And this journey for me started like a year ago. And I mean, I've been posting a lot of stuff on LinkedIn for a while, but this journey started a long time ago. And before I get into the stories and everything, and I want to talk about how we met, and I want people to get to know who you are and understand your story and your journey and what you're doing these days. I want to tee this up for everybody so that they understand what they're getting into today. First of all, if you're tuning in, thank you. Go ahead, hit that like button, send a little heart out there to Terrell. Terrell, you're in the D, right? Where you at?
Yeah, born and raised.
All right. Okay.
Born and raised.
So Terrell's in the D, so send a little love out there to Terrell in the D. But more importantly, if you're watching right now, this is going to be your ticket right now to whatever LinkedIn advice you want and whatever Instagram advice you want. So I was talking to Terrell the other night, and Terrell is kind of an Instagram digital marketing expert. And I'm all right at LinkedIn. So I figured, you know what, let's have a conversation. And frankly, I'm terrible at IG. Like, I literally did not know the difference between a story and a post until probably like a month ago. And Thomas Bailey, if you're watching right now, you can drag me for that. But Terrell's over here also working on his LinkedIn game. And so anyway, so it just got me thinking, like, hey, this is a conversation that a lot of people could benefit from. So hit that like button, leave a comment. I want to know who you are, where you are, what you're all about. Ask a question about IG, ask a question about LinkedIn, ask a question about digital marketing. We've got an expert right here, Terrell. All right, so let's get into this right now. We got people coming in here saying what's up. Yo, Val, what's up? Hi, all. Valerie with Deluxe Suites tuning in from Houston, Texas. Deluxe Suites, also a corporate housing company here in Michigan. Deluxe Suites. If you need any digital marketing advice, Terrell's your guy. Janet throwing the hearts out there. Love you, Janet. Cindy Salter, what's up, Cindy? Cindy actually slept with Ja Rule. That's actually a little known fact. And it's a lot longer story than that, but that's the punchline. So you want to ask her about that. Sorry, Cindy, putting you on blast. It wasn't what you did, though, guys. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. It wasn't. You can ask Cindy about that. Ray Abbott, hello from Vancouver. Janet Turner, what about TikTok?
We have to talk about it. We're
going to talk about the Tock.
Yeah.
Can I even say the Tock? Do people even say the Tock like they say the book? Do they even say the Tock?
Don't say the Tock. I think it's short enough. We keep it at TikTok.
Okay, all right. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to agree to disagree on that. We're going to debate whether people are out here making talks or not. All right, Doris Camp. What up, Doris in Houston? Michael Quigley. What's up, gents? Jack Jampel. Hey, Ben. Hey, Jack. This one's for you, man. Jack is a great mentor to me and a great mentor to so many people, and takes so much pleasure in this, and kind of mentoring younger people. And Terrell's actually allowed me to give him some advice, but he's also given me quite a bit. So Cindy's over here spoiling my great story, says not literally. Valerie McKenzie, always open to advice because I would love to get better at social marketing. Wouldn't we all? I could say the same thing about me too. Sophia, hi all. Sophia from Mexico. Sophia owns a DSP down there. Anchor relocation. She might need some digital marketing advice. Hello from Scottsdale. Is that Agnes out there? What's up, Agnes? Good to see you. Thanks so much for the love. Okay. First, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about how we met. We're going to talk about your journey, what you do, what is Ivy Ovals, who is Terrell White.
Yeah.
Questions out there, leave them in the comments. We're going to get to them. How did we meet, man? Let's just get into this real quick. How did we even meet?
Yeah. So I think this is around the time that I was becoming like a programmer. So I just got my certification for .NET right after high school, and we were at this
So high
networking.
school, you said high school. So you're talking about high school, okay? When we talk
Well,
about high school, it's glory days. How long ago was high school for you? How old are you,
3
Terrell?
years. I'm 20, so
You're
it's like
20.
2 to 3 years ago.
My
Yeah.
man is 20 and he's a partner at a digital marketing firm and he's about to school us all right now. So sorry, man. Go ahead. So yeah, we were at like a happy hour. First of all, how'd you even get in the happy hour, Terrell?
Um,
Who's
I,
checking out teas at the happy hour?
I have connections. I have connections. No, but seriously, it was a connection to the boot camp that I was taking for coding. I thought I wanted to be a programmer. And I went out there to actually like pursue that. So at the time, I was like in the beginning stages of actually like building out another type of business that was centered around like web design and graphic design, and also trying to get a job in the programming industry. So when I saw you, it was like, I think when I saw you specifically, I was in networking mode. So I was like trying to meet as many people as possible. So I came over and shook your hand and you were like, he's so charismatic, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Bro, you were out in networking mode, to put it lightly, dude. This guy it was a rooftop situation. First of all, it's a rooftop happy hour. So everybody there is like 35, 45, 55. And dude's over here, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, working this happy hour. He would put 95% of y'all to shame. He was working this happy hour so hard and not even drinking, just high on life up there. And I was just so impressed by your energy, your enthusiasm. I mean, I think enthusiasm is so underrated. You know, one of my favorite sayings is nothing great was accomplished without enthusiasm. And you are like a ball of enthusiasm and optimism. And I was just so drawn to your energy that I sat there and we chopped it up for like an hour, I want to say, like for a while. And then what I remember is afterwards we made a commitment to stay in touch.
Yes. Because we had a meeting right after that. Like that was our Starbucks meeting. This is before you were like you had the LinkedIn presence, but just before you were doing everything with the LOVE+RELO and everything.
Okay, so that's the bridge that I was missing. So then we made an agreement to meet up. We went to the Starbucks over at Wayne State, I think. Yeah. We met over there and then you kind of shared some of your dreams and stuff with me, and I kind of shared some of my dreams with you.
Yeah.
And you were like, so what do you want to, like, you were kind of like aggressive about it. You're like, so what are you really trying to do? Like, and I was like, well, I really want to, make more content and stuff. And you're like, why don't you do it then? And I'm like, because, it's hard, blah, blah, blah. And I got to tell you what, like you got some gumption, man. Cause like you texted me all the time and you were like, yo, just do it. Just put some out, just do it.
Yeah.
And so here we are. So everybody that gets an alert right now when I go live every single day, it's this dude's fault right here.
You're welcome. Everyone, I know you guys are getting extreme value from this guy. Extreme value.
So okay, so enough about me though. This is really about you. So I'm sorry. But now tell me what are you doing now? Where are you at right now? You're 20. This is about a year and a half flash forward. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, so me and a long-term mentor of mine started at Ivy Ovals. We are an international marketing company. We've helped people out in Brazil, out in London, like really increase their like overall presence and like do their pretty much build their revenue and build their audience. What we do is social media marketing, advertisement, and email marketing to make sure that you are building trust and building a brand and building revenue over time with whatever business you're looking to go to. We don't really focus on a specific industry. We focus on like the dreamers, somebody who wants to get out there and expand their company and truly embrace their audience so that they can build a community and build that revenue over time.
When you say dreamers, right? I don't actually know what that means. Like what do you, when you say dreamers, like what do you mean by that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so everybody starts a business with an idea. And most of the time when they start a business, I know this for me specifically, it's to get out of the rat race. It's like, I don't want a 9-to-5. I want to do something I'm passionate about. I want to go out there and I want to go like sit at an island for a month and like just have the revenue to live my life. Right. And when I say a dreamer, it's somebody who has that idea, but also has a product that helps enough people. And they're serious enough about their product that it validates my ability to go out there and actually advertise for them. That's what I mean by a dreamer.
Okay. All right. So they have to have, so in order for you to represent them, I just want to talk about kind of criteria, right? Because there's probably people, people already hit me up like, asking like questions about, how they might work with you or whatever. You're looking for product market fit, it sounds like. You're looking for, are these early stage entrepreneurs or are these mature businesses?
Yeah, so we like to work with clients who have had customers in the past, right? So I don't like not people in the idea phase, but a little bit into the like growth phase where they're making sustainable revenue and like to like mature companies and for it. So we don't do.
They've already validated their product. They've already had people pay for it, but they're still kind of. It sounds like they're still fairly early stage. They haven't retained a digital marketing firm yet, potentially. So you might be their first foray into a digital marketing firm, right?
Right, and that like on and or if they are mature. So this is not, we don't go past that, like underneath that phase.
All right, so I'm seeing comments coming in here, and I'm going to challenge everybody to ask one question of Terrell, was pertaining to digital marketing, pertaining to Instagram, pertaining to, we have a TikTok question. Michael Quigley, Jack Jampel, Valerie McKenzie, Cindy Salter, Sophia Bentnick. I'm seeing a bunch of people here I know would love some digital marketing assistance and expertise. Francine Dresty, Joanna, yes. And I want to hear about IG. So I'm going to ask you just as a person, right, who's building a brand, right? In this Love and Relo brand, for instance, right? So what should I be doing on Instagram? I think I got it on LinkedIn pretty good. I know there's things I could be doing better. I know what they are.
Yeah.
But on Instagram, what do I need to be doing to build my brand? And I guess let me start with what my goals would be, right? So as a business, let's say Love and Relo is considered a business, right? I'm trying to get more eyeballs. I'm trying to expand reach. I'm trying to foster engagement so that people tune in more often and stay tuned in more often. How can I use Instagram to do that?
Yeah, with Instagram, there's a few things that you really want to know. It's kind of like, actually, this is with every social media platform. So social media platforms have different stages of maturity, right? And Instagram and Facebook, and I would consider Google as a social media platform as well. But like Instagram and Facebook are reaching the end of their maturity. They're adults now. They have been in the phase where they have billions of people and they are like #1 apps in their space, right?
So you put Instagram in the same bucket as Facebook, even though Facebook came out when Facebook came out when I was your age.
Yeah,
Facebook came out in 2005.
Yeah, with like social media platforms, we have to talk about reach. And when I say adults, when I say like they are adult platforms, I mean to say that they can charge for their services, validate that, and they have the audience and the engagement to make sure that like all of that is validated.
Okay.
And the phases that they go through, it's like at the beginning when they're like when like social medias are infants, like TikTok. So I'm gonna touch on a little bit of each like social platform. So when they're like kids, when the social media is a kid, right? Then you get immense reach. You can put out one video and everybody on the platform will see it, right?
And you're talking about like organic reach for people that don't understand organic reach, not paid reach, but like, hey, I make a video and nobody's making videos and you see it. Now I make a video now on LinkedIn and you've got 500 friends and half of them are making video and content. There's a good chance you don't see what I'm putting out there. That's what you're talking. Like I've even seen a dramatic reduction in organic reach on LinkedIn stuff. And I guess we could talk about this later in LinkedIn, but I've seen organic reach probably cut in half for what I'm doing. And I don't think it necessarily has to do with the algorithm and the way it sees what I do, although it could. I'm not ruling that out. I just think there's a lot more noise in the platform over the last 12 months.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. So you have this like, you have TikTok who's like in the infancy phase where like you can make one post and thousands of people will see it, right? Then you have people like social media platforms like LinkedIn, which is like they're not full on adults. Like they just started with their advertising platform. They just started allowing you to like boost your posts using like a certain budget, right? But you still get a decent amount of reach. You still reach out to your audience. You're probably just not it's going to be harder for you to reach out to a new one, right? And that game is a little bit different than like LinkedIn 2 years ago, when it was like just you can literally, if you made a post or you liked somebody liked your post, it'll go out to their whole audience.
Like I've been on LinkedIn making content for probably 6-7 years, and they start with just a share of a Harvard Business Review article, and then it's a meme of a guy climbing a mountain, talking about you can do it, and then it's like a 2-liner about how you could climb a mountain in my own words. And then, all of a sudden you're putting an article out, and then all of a sudden I'm doing like a 15-second video telling people they can climb a mountain. And then now I'm doing a 1-hour show telling people they can climb a mountain, and so it's like, yeah, I know what you mean. But at the same time, to your point, everybody's doing that now. And so it makes it a lot harder to get that free organic reach. I want to hear from people in the comments here. We got some great questions, and I want to hear from them as well. And I'm going to challenge people to answer these here. Janet says, does Terrell's firm have an international presence?
Yeah, we do work with people, as long as it's an English speaking country, we can do work in that country. Yes. Yeah,
because we got a lot of people tuning in here. We got Sweden, we got Mexico. Francine Dresty, hi Ben, Terrell, and Janet. Tell us about the digital essentials.
Yeah.
Give people like 2 tips. Give people like, let's keep it kind of impactful here. Give people 2 tips for Instagram.
Yeah. For Instagram, it's more so about, I kind of want to get back into what I was saying. I have one more part.
Sorry. No,
it's fine. This is one more part, and this is the.
This kid's got some gumption, doesn't he? He's like, no, actually, we're going to talk about this. Sorry, Ben. I know.
No, it's going to streamline it to this question. So, like, we have Facebook and Instagram. They are at the adult. They're like adult social media.
Mature. Yeah.
Exactly. They're like huge mammoths, right? And you have billions of people who are making content on a daily. What they have is supply and demand. They have the audience. And what you have to do is make sure that you are reaching into their like company mission, which is to get people to waste time on our platform as much as possible, right? So your platform.
Interesting. So you're saying consider what they're trying to do and help them do that.
Exactly. So your platform and your page needs to help people waste that time. It needs to
I should be an all-star on Facebook, is what you're saying. I should be a rock star on Facebook because I get people to waste the most time.
Exactly. And that's what it is. And like, if you, the thing that you have to do is like pretty much incorporate that with paying for like reach. So you make really good content that people are going to engage with, and then you pay for more reach. So you become omnipresent on these platforms. So the tips that I have, the 2 big tips on IG is, first off, be likable, be you, be personal, be a little grungy. You can cuss on there. You could be a little less professional, but show a bit more, show a lot more of your life. And then secondly, be engaging. Make sure that people are entertained by your platform, and that they by your content, and that they stay on the platform because of you. So
it sounds like personality is super key.
Exactly. It's all personality
and authenticity. See, I would challenge, and I'm going to save my question though, but I want to talk about personality and the idea of the voice that we use and the tone that we use across different platforms. Yuki from Gap, Yuki Watanabe said, "Did anyone ask your age at that happy hour? I hope no one offered you a drink."
We have connections.
Okay. All right. Just talking about Terrell even has staff now. Gosh, that's what's up. Joanna from Sweden checking in. Heard of you several times, Terrell. Great to finally meet you. So I told you I'd talk about you, man. I'm like, man, this kid just keeps blowing me up over here. Francine, no, I'm just kidding. But no, there was a time I was like, wow, this kid's really, really on it. Francine Dresty, thank you, Terrell, for inspiring Ben. So many people are getting extreme value from Ben and Love and Reload.
Yeah.
You know what's cool about that? Like, I just want to like give you this compliment all over again. But you know what's interesting is we don't realize the impact of things that we do in our life sometimes. The ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
Just the simple choice that we met. How many times you meet somebody at a networking event and you're like all gassed up, like, oh, it's such a great meeting, you know, and we shook hands and we chatted. And then like all that momentum just goes away because we don't follow up and we say things when we've had a couple of cocktails and then we don't do them, you know. And I just feel like I just again respect because we actually made it happen. In fact, I was up 12:30 the other night and I was like thinking about having you on and I was like, yo, I got an idea. Yo, can I hit you up? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, really? Like, I can call you at 12:30 night? And you're like, yeah. And we talked for like half an hour. It was like a really poor decision. But nonetheless, like you were available and you took the opportunity. And I think that like so many people would be like, yeah, let's put something on the calendar. And then like all of a sudden now 3 weeks go by, this show doesn't happen. We never talk. You know what I'm saying? So like kudos to you, man. Like for real. I respect that.
Thank you for. It's not a lot of people who like actually go out there and do it. So thank you. Like you can talk to people all day, every day about like getting out there, and a lot of people just don't do it. So thanks for going out there and actually.
Well, and
doing
if you're watching, yeah, for sure. And if you're watching this right now and you aspire to you know, to meet more people of action and have more people like this in your life, the thing I would say is to be a person of action because it's weird. Like when you're in the mix, like things happen, you know, but first you got to like get in the mix, you know? So I think it's one of those things like momentum kind of begets momentum. All right. Janet's got a question. What do you think of HubSpot? You know anything about HubSpot, the marketing tool slash CRM system?
Yeah, I only use it for CRM. That's the only thing I use HubSpot for. I think it's really good for like one-on-one marketing, but not like amazing for one-to-many. But it is just a CRM. It is a CRM. So
Yeah, so it's like a free CRM. It's a great entry level kind of thing. It integrates with your email, with your Outlook too, which is kind of cool. So like it saves all your messages, which is dope. Jamie Massler, hi, Ben and Terrell. Cheers from sunny Mississippi. What's up, Jamie? Yuki's got another question here. I actually like this. In your view, which nonprofit organization uses digital marketing the best? Anybody just knock your socks off from a nonprofit?
one that I've seen really good work done for is a nonprofit in terms of content. It's just simply content. They're not a huge nonprofit, and they're not like extremely omnipresent. But in terms of content, they do an amazing job. It's Hope Starts Here. Starts Here. They do a really good job of content.
What is it? What is it about that you like?
Yeah, so it's like what they kind of do. What they kind of do is they take these clips from them being like in the field or talking to like their target audience, and they allow them to actually just authentically express themselves and show that mission. I think at the end of the day, all that social media, all that any marketing is connecting your offer or whatever you do with your target audience's desire. And I think they do a really good job at expressing the desire from target audience and connecting what they do to like that mission.
So when I hear you talk about this, what sticks out to me is storytelling.
Exactly.
And so often as salespeople, right, we tell people how good we are, but we don't show them. And I think that the huge opportunity in video is to capture the wow moments and then show that back. I mean, the social proof with that is through the roof, right? It's one thing for me to say I'm the best. It's another thing to say, here's a letter from the Petersons that says I'm the best. It's another thing for me to take a video of the Petersons saying I'm the best. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like side by side, how much more proof that has. Like,
Exactly.
and you see 2 videos of the Petersons and the Smiths saying I'm the best, or this was an amazing experience because XYZ in their own words, and something that's obviously not scripted and it's like in the moment, and sometimes it's even grainy or shot on an iPhone or whatever. And I just think that's what wins right now.
It does. It does. In fact, that was the only strategy that we used for our clients for close to a year of us being in business. Like one of my favorite clients, Allergy, shouts out to Javier. What we did for him was we were able to tell stories about people who had food allergies so well that mothers would actually DM us and tell us about how like their families were going through so many traumas and like how their kid was in the hospital and asking us for advice and actually consoling us. Like the brand itself, not Javier, but the brand itself was actually making best friends with their target audience. Like we were talking weekly. We were talking weekly with these people, these moms who were just like going through it. And the thing is, they didn't have a product. We grew their page from like 100 to 1,000 in a few months, no product, and it was all like people just trusted and loved the brand because of how authentic we were and the stories that we told and like the acceptance we had of the audience. So that's completely right.
And I think that's super relevant to what people are probably thinking as they're watching this, right? Because I mean, let's face it, most of us are in business, right? We're B2B marketers and salespeople, right? And in many cases, right? I mean, Yuki's on the client side, but she has a lot of passion for nonprofits. But you know, from a B2B standpoint, I mean, we're not selling hoodies on the gram, right? So then how do we take some of these lessons learned and apply it to B2B sales and marketing? And I think the one that you described about allergy and storytelling is so appropriate. And I want to get through these questions and I want to say, okay, now once we have those stories, once we have those videos, how do we then get that omnipresence that you described? Because that's something that doesn't just happen organically, especially on these mature sites. So I want to come to that, but first I want to get to these questions here. So remind me about that one, because that's really like the secret sauce, I think, of what you do and why you're valuable to people. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Go ahead and throw a comment and a question in there for Terrell or myself. Sandra says, where did the name Ivy Ovals come from? Interesting.
Yeah. So our tagline is never stop growing. Ivy grows everywhere. It grows on the side of the buildings, no matter what, like the circumstances or anything. And Ivy represents affinity, so it's never stop growing. That's why Ivy Oval. That's why it's Ivy Ovals.
That's what's up. I like it. Yeah. Sandra wants to know where your headquarters is.
Wherever my laptop is, and we don't have an office space now. Everybody works remote, especially with the COVID thing happening.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
If I can pick a laptop and go to it, then it's there, which is the American dream, right?
Yeah, for sure. Jack Jampel says, shout out, Jack. With so many new platforms being produced, what are your thoughts on older platforms like Facebook, which appears to be losing its flashiness? Yeah, is Facebook still relevant?
No, it's relevant. It's just costly. It's expensive. It's that's what I was saying. It's like it's a dog platform now. It's not that it's flashy. It's just that you have to put a lot more effort into it, like getting in front of your audience. Your content needs to be relevant. You need to have an actual mission and a goal that attracts attention from your target audience. And in some cases, you have to pay to get that reach. So it's definitely relevant because it is literally Facebook is called the front page of the internet. It's almost as popular as Google is. 1 billion people all around the world log into it and make content on it every single day. Your audience is there. Your audience is
What do you think? I agree. What do you think about demographics though? Like does Facebook skew older? I heard Gary Vee talking about Facebook was still a tremendous value compared to like a TV spot on Fox News, because there's still a lot of people that are hitting it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's still value on Facebook or no?
I like to think of social media and every asset we have as companies as exactly that. Like either it's an asset or it's a liability, right? And this is in terms of audience. Is the audience growing? Are more people coming to the platform or less? So like on Fox News, a lot less people are actually watching TV, right? But on like Facebook, it's continuously growing. So I think really at the end of the day, it's about, your audience is there. Everybody has a Facebook page. You know that they're there. They're probably not as active, but they're there. And here in Detroit and Michigan, it's a lot older demographic, but you have other places like New York where there's kids on Facebook every single day. It just depends on what you're going for, but you're like, there's a guarantee that somebody has a Facebook page and they're probably using it, even if they're just like posting pictures of their family. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got some great questions here. I'm going to get to all of these questions. So hang in there. If you asked a question, hit that like button as well. That's kind of just basically the cost of this video, hit that like button. We've got, oh gosh, we got so many good questions here. Where do I want to start? I'm just going to take it from, I'm going to go oldest to newest. So if you just asked a question, you got to hang in there. All right. Do me that favor. Val says, how often should posts be made to IG or Facebook or TikTok? Cadence.
It depends on your audience, really, and it depends on your like content. My thing is you only post content that you know is valuable. So this means you're not posting like a flyer that says 50% off of blah blah blah. You're not like just like posting.
What do you mean by content that's valuable? I mean, obviously flyer 50% off. Yeah, that's why nobody wants to see that. I always say if I don't want to see it, I don't want to post it, right?
Exactly.
But what is actually like valuable?
Like I said, so every single piece of your content needs to serve the company if you want to see that growth. And each social media platform is having to fight for your customers' attention, right? So they want to keep people on their platform as much as possible. Valuable content is this content interesting enough to get people to stay on my page or stay on the platform a little bit longer. And the best way I like to do this is using two things. I like to call it the 5 category method and the epiphany content method. The 5 category method is just so you feel human. So it's the top 5 categories that matter to you in your life. For example, for me, it's real estate. Sorry, not real estate, but mine is business, spirituality, family, marketing, and advertising. Well, sorry, and social media, right? So that's why I post on my Instagram account, right? Specifically, or where I'm starting to post. And the other thing is epiphany stage content. So this is like, once you hear my video, I connect some dots in your head. So you may be asking these questions like physically, like, okay, how do I get on social media and how do I make it work? I tell you what I'm going to tell you, right? And I tell you the key to it. It connects in your head. Then I tell you, like I explain it, and then I tell you again. That gives you enough context to make you feel a little bit smarter, get a little bit of a hit of dopamine while also staying on the platform a little bit longer.
Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them, you know, that speaking method or that, you know, whatever that I learned in college. I mean, Is that 3 separate pieces of content, or is that how you structure a 60-second video? Like what is that?
That's one piece of content. If you look at the people who are really successful online, whether that be LinkedIn, Facebook, any of the social platforms, what they do is they'll start the video with like, here's why you don't buy blah, blah, blah stock. Then it cuts into them like explaining it. And then it was like, yeah, so that's why you don't buy it. You stick. So like it's a hook. The first thing you tell them is pretty much a hook. Then you explain the content. And at the end, it's like, remember blah, 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 when you go throughout your day. And now you have something to talk to people at like a cocktail party or something like that. Yeah.
I like this. These are actionable steps. I'm feeling this. Let's just answer. Put a number out there for Valerie, because she asked a very specific question. So I want to try to give a specific answer. How many posts should be made to IG, Facebook, or TikTok? Let's use in a week. What are your thoughts? Just put a number out there.
I would say 3 minimum, but like I said, it really depends on like your audience and who.
3 per platform, or I mean, because is it 3 TikToks and 3 IG? You know, and is it stories or posts? I mean, like I don't know the difference really. Like why?
So no, I'm talking about actual like posts to the feed, and it changes so much. It's like one of my favorite authors, who's like really big in the field, Russell Brunson, says this in his books. The information I'm giving you today could change tomorrow because of how fast the like platforms that you like run. For example, IG Reels are like the new thing because they're trying to compete with TikTok, which means that maybe if you just post one reel that's really, really great, then you get like 1,000 people in your target market to actually come follow you. It's so different. It like changes so much. My standard, the framework that I use for my clients is three a week, but 3 a week minimum. But it could be different depending on your industry and who you are. Like,
all right. Yeah. Let's keep it going. Let's get to the rest of these questions. That's awesome. I love the 5 categories, and then the epiphany moments. That honestly, I mean, I said I was going to get to the comments. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what you told me. But those 5 categories, and then epiphany moments, that to me is an epiphany moment. honestly. Like that's a post right there, because yeah, 100%. I love it. Sandra says, I understand that social media is important, but I still don't get its allure. I guess that I'm a dinosaur. Sandra, I mean, honestly, I hate to point out the irony, but you're on social media telling me you don't get social media. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You're still here. Like, I don't know. Wasting your time with me. I don't know. I mean, it's working. Olivia says, what's up, Olivia? Hey, guys, love Terrell's advice on being authentic. Big fan of that. Yeah, Olivia, for real. Let's talk about this real quick. 30 seconds on this real quick. Authenticity. You talked about it on Insta, talking about being kind of grungy, being a little more, let your hair down, whatever, right? On LinkedIn, what are your thoughts on tone and voice on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn is my platform. It's more so yours. So what do you think?
Yeah, great answer. Let me tell you about this, okay? This is the most misconceived thing that I know of, right? I was just talking to a guy today, and he's like, yeah, I listen to a lot of people that have a lot of shows in our industry, and the reason I like yours is because it's so authentic. There's only so much I could take of the other ones, whatever. You're not trying to sell me nothing, whatever. And I'm like, okay, but can you tell me a little bit what you mean by that? And he's like, yeah, like you're just like, you're so authentic. And then he like went on to say something. He's like, but really, it's just like your authenticity. And I think it's because I'm talking to people like I really talk. I'm super passionate about it. I'm not filtering anything, because I'm not like, oh my gosh, what is my boss going to think? Oh my gosh, what's my company going to think? Oh my gosh, am I going to embarrass myself? Am I going to embarrass my company? Am I going to get canceled? Am I going to whatever? Like, and that allows, I think, the stream of consciousness and just the real, right, to come through. And I think that that's where we got to get on LinkedIn. People don't dislike authenticity just because they click the blue button and not the pink button on their phone. Like, they don't all of a sudden become different consumers because now they're in, Instagram world or LinkedIn world. Like, they're the same person. Their consciousness is different because there's different types of people watching them, but the stuff they like to watch is the same. So that to me tells me that the voice of the content needs to be the same. Now, here's what changes. Okay. Your epiphany moment thing is brilliant. Your 5 categories changes, right? So the way you talk to people and the epiphany moments is the same, but instead of like food, art, travel, music, my kids on IG, it's moving, immigration, relocation, global mobility, and some sort of like equal rights for people in the workplace or something, and like something like that, right? Those are my 5, let's say. And then I have epiphanies about these 5, and that's what I put out there. So I'm still me. I'm still my same voice. I still sound the same. I still write the way I talk. I still do all that other stuff, but my 5 changes.
For sure. And I love that, because it's like one of my favorite things about building brands is this like need for polarization. And I like to kind of use the election as like a big way of proving this, because it's probably never been as evident as it has been with the election. But
thank you.
Like,
this is so interesting, because I was just having this conversation yesterday, and I was kind of in a debate about it. I want to hear your thoughts on polarization, the importance of polarization. Are you saying polarization is important to brand building?
It's so important, because it's like this gives, without it. So imagine you say something that everybody agrees with, right? You vote
sky is blue.
Exactly.
Hey, everybody. Hey, I'm making a LinkedIn video today. I just want to tell you how blue the sky is.
Exactly. No emotion. Nobody gets
it's that's a whack take. Nobody's watching that.
Exactly. People love taking sides. People love having just a little bit of edge, like a little bit of me against you. And it doesn't have to be something that's political as like I'm Republican and I'm Democratic. It just could be something where it's like, yeah, we're the best reload company that you know. Like, where it's like we handle stuff this way, and we believe that this is like what needs to happen.
Yes, lump sum is terrible. It's killing the industry. Go.
Exactly.
And then people light your feet up about it. Or technology is so overblown and overestimated and is designed with, to sell and not designed to serve. That's fire. Yes. Yes. People need to be polarizing.
Exactly. At the end of the day, that's how you get your like true fans. It's the people who completely agree with you and like, oh yeah, I emotionally, exactly. That's your base. That's how you do it. For sure.
And so what's funny is I was having this conversation, with people who I would totally respect, you know, but they were playing defense on social media. And I never understood social media is an offense position, in my opinion. The marketing is offense, it's not defense. PR is defense. Hey, we just had an oil spill. Don't nobody look at this. We're on it. That's defense, okay? But like, don't use social media for defense. Use it for offense. So if you're coming on social media and you're trying not to make waves and trying not to get canceled and trying not to get noticed, then you truly are wasting your time. To Sandra's point earlier, then I don't get the allure. It's whack. But if you're coming on and you're actually saying something, then you thank you, man. What you just said to me validates me. That's why I like hanging out with Terrell, because you validate me on such a deep level, man. Oh my gosh, I'm getting worked up, bro. I'm getting worked up, man. It's just Wednesday here. Tim Court, hey Terrell and Ben, hello from Western New York. What up, Tim? Nori, hello from Boston. Thanks for checking in, bro. Jen Breen, what's up, Jen? Sweet Home uses HubSpot. We use it for CRM and marketing. Do you have the marketing module, Jen? I never bit off on that. Francine, be a person of action. Can you unpack that a little more? I mean, I'll tell you, Francine, do what you say you're going to do. Say a lot of stuff, be aspirational, and then do it.
Oh, I have such a great point on this.
Be a man of action, Terrell.
Yes.
Talk about it. Don't be about it. You know what I mean?
I love it because, like, here's the thing, and this is what like a lot of businesses actually don't want to hear. So right now we're in a phase where we're looking at an advertising gold mine. We have platforms who give you access to billions of people every single day. And there's still a lot of B2B clients who aren't willing to take that leap or take that jump. They're like, digital marketing won't work for me because I have a B2B client base. Or they tell you that my clients aren't online. There's a billion people online on Facebook right now. You have a LinkedIn platform that goes directly to these businesses. They're online. Are you willing to take the action to get out there and truly get to that audience and make that sell? Like, are you?
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, here's Mariella. Okay, she's going to debate you on this. Mariella says, what if your target audience is not on social media? What digital strategies would you suggest for that group? I believe, Mariella, if you're watching right now, I believe Mariella is an immigration attorney out of, I want to say, DC area. Could be totally off base with that and totally confused. But let's assume she is. And she's saying your target audience is not on social media. What do you say to that, Terrell?
Yeah.
What digital strategies would you suggest?
So like I said, there's two camps. There's either the camp who don't believe their like audience on social media, or there's a camp who like are actually going out there to take action but don't respect the advertising traditions, and they are completely not making money from it. And they wonder why, because their copy is like, hey, buy this, blah blah blah, right? So what I would suggest is, instead of asking yourself, what if my target audience isn't on social media? How about finding it out? How about going out there and placing an ad? Figuring out if they are there. Because if you are running a company and you're in this space, I can tell you that business owners who are like looking for this service are going to be on LinkedIn specifically. And LinkedIn allows you to create ads nowadays. It allows you to go out there and target specific people who have specific positions. And even to the point of like, you can see how many employees they have. If they have 500 employees and they're in certain locations, you know that they're in your target audience and you can target them directly. So if they're on social media, you just need to know.
Yeah, they're on social media. That's what I'm saying. I'm not buying the premise of this question. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I mean, there are one-offs. There are people, I'm not on social media. I'm not going to let them take my data. I'm super scared of everybody. Okay. There are people like that.
Yeah.
But there are not a lot of people like that. And I think we have to realize too, that LinkedIn is a social network, right? I mean, it just means like user generated content. I mean, that's really all social media means to me. And I think that people are on social media. You just have to find them and connect with them, right? Maybe they're not on Instagram, right? Maybe people that buy corporate immigration and legal services aren't on the gram. Or maybe they are on the gram, they just don't connect with you and friend you, you know, because I know actually several immigration lawyers that I am connected with on Instagram right now. So I don't know. I question the premise of this, but hey, we got to move on because Tim's got a pressing question. Does Terrell own stock in Post-it notes? Yeah, you thought it was gonna be all fun and games. People just yesing you all the time. Oh, Terrell, you're so smart. Oh, Terrell, this is great insight. No, bro, what's up with the Post-it notes, man?
The Post-it notes are my reminders and affirmations. So as I'm working, let's say I get tired, I can look up and say, "Oh, this is why you're doing it."
You know, when you have epiphany moments, right, and you do a post, it doesn't mean to write a note on the wall. It means to put it
Oh,
on social media, right?
I
You
didn't even
understand
know.
how posts.
I didn't even know. I didn't even
Oh,
know.
I'm so sorry, man. Thank you for going along with me. Olivia, then storytelling plus client testimonials equal a gold mine. Olivia, I would love to hear how you've utilized that because Olivia, I think Olivia tells stories for a living and she helps us all tell stories for a living. Elizabeth has a question. Do you work with any clients in the relocation/mobility space? Any success stories in our industry or business to business tips?
Yeah. So we were talking about this a bit earlier before we got on the platform. Our company doesn't, like I said, our company doesn't really focus on specific industries. We focus on the person behind it. Like, do you have a certain gusto and dream that you want that we can help you accomplish? So we haven't worked with people in the relocation space, but I have done a bit of research. And if had to give you a tip, I know that relocation businesses aren't advertising. I know that for sure. Like,
They're not. You're absolutely correct.
and if they aren't advertising, it gives you enough space to be out there and dominate the market. And all that advertising is, and all that social media is, like I said earlier, is really connecting a desire with your offer. And if I'm a business owner, let's say I just opened a space out in China, I want a few things. I want to make sure that I don't have to deal with like immigration or anything else, and that you are the company to go with. I want that process to be seamless. The second thing that I want is that I want my employees to be absolutely in love with this move. I don't want them to regret this. So let's say that you had a tagline. Let's say that you wanted, what I would do for you is I would create something that you wanted each of your customers or people in your target market to know. So it will be something along the lines of your employees have given everything for you. Go with blah, 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 so they don't regret it. Or something along the lines of, we don't just relocate your employees, we help them thrive. Like, and those are the messages that we will center all of the content around, and we'll figure out how to target your people, and we'll figure out how to create omnipresence. I want everybody who owns a company who's like out there relocating like their employees to know that you're the company to go with if they're looking for something, if they're looking for a relocation company that will help their clients get out there. Well, not their clients, but their employees get out there and truly, truly thrive, and set up the sales process so that they'll come to you over time.
So let's shout out Elizabeth right now. Let's go through a thought exercise right now because I actually am very curious about this. So Elizabeth Prenzer Soli is a managing partner at Jacob Street Partners. Okay. Jacob Street Partners is a provider of property and casualty insurance specifically to the relocation industry. Our goal is to simplify the process for transferees to obtain home and auto insurance here in the United States or globally, which is actually a hard thing to do when you come from another country, right? Didn't even have a driver's license over here. How much less how are you going to get insurance, right? So it's actually it's a problem that a lot of people don't even know exists unless you are in this niche with us. So it presents probably some very interesting problems from a marketing standpoint. Let's you and I right now design a strategy for Elizabeth. So I'm thinking right now she's got to be focused on LinkedIn, right? Because I mean it's too diffuse probably to consider Facebook or Instagram. However, I started following #moving on Insta.
Yeah.
And everybody's taking like pictures like, hey, we're moving, you know, the Smiths are moving to Birmingham soon with their dog. And I'm like, I wonder if they need a mover. Like, what if I just DM'd them real quick and was like, hey, you want a quote? Like, y'all need a mover? like, could you show ads to people and say, hey, you're, you know, immigrating or immigration hashtag, like, hey, we're immigrating from India to the US for this wonderful job. Hey, you need car insurance because most Indian nationals struggle with this issue. What are your thoughts on helping Elizabeth out?
Well, so you're looking at a very specific thing, and since in advertising, I'm a person who is a huge proponent on using actual advertising tactics when it comes to social media because it just works, or when it comes to like actually advertising digitally because it just works. So I would make a twofold strategy for you. The first part of the strategy would be once they encounter the problem, they know they have the problem, right? and they are looking for you directly. So this may not mean that they're on social media and they like see your post. They may be Google searching, how do I get blah, 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 or how do I get assurance, like car insurance in this country? If you had an ad that popped up that says, we help people do this and we do it like this way, you just got like a boatload of clients just because they like saw it and they were looking for a solution.
I just had an epiphany, Terrell, right? Because you just described a process. When people have a problem, then they go to the internet and they try to solve it. But what if you could target people that are likely to have a problem, tell them about a problem they don't know about, and tell them how to solve it in the same ad? So you create the moment that now creates the purchasing decision. Exactly. So it's like, oh, you're hashtag immigration. Oh, you're immigrating. Did you know that you're not going to be able to get auto insurance? Like you can't just, like you're going to need a car. You're going to need car insurance. Like this ain't where you're from. This is like a totally different situation. And let's illustrate that with a 5-second video clip of somebody struggling with this issue. And now let's click to solve.
And that's step 2. Like first you target the people who already know they have a problem and they're looking for it online. The second thing is you introduce a problem to people who may not understand it, but are going to the same process that your target market is in. So you will figure out a way to advertise or make a tagline or make a video that displays, hey, did you know that you won't be able to get car insurance back here? And then explains the problem and the solution and like certain points. It gets them to buy and go through the actual sales process. So
okay, so that's the direct to consumer rate, and I don't think that Elizabeth's company is really focusing on consumers. Let's be honest. I think she's focusing on like relocation clients, like B2B. So that's the IG direct to consumer Jacob Street's play for you, Elizabeth. Now let's shift and say let's go B2B. Let's do probably more her core business model, right? So let's assume that Elizabeth now wants to target relocation managers, job title, or relocation management companies with her messaging about auto insurance and home insurance for newly immigrated workers here in the United States. How are we going to do that on LinkedIn?
Now, this is interesting. In fact, this is the point I was making earlier. So LinkedIn now allows you to advertise to people based off their actual job title and a few other factors. So you can literally find people who are in that space, who are decision makers in the companies that you want to go to, and make an ad that presents directly to them. And the thing that I would do for you is actually called a lead magnet. You're not looking to actually sell them there. You're looking to get them to talk to one of your sales professionals. So we'll create a sales process that is automated. You'll find it'll like 5 things that you need to know before you move your employee to another country or another state, right? And it will tell them exactly. It'll break down every single thing about like from the car insurance to immigration to like the struggles that they're going to meet, and then you'll be the only solution to that problem. If they download that, they have a high intent to actually become clients of yours, or they have that problem. So you call them up and say, hey, I saw you just downloaded, blah, blah, blah. We help you do this. Let's set up a sales call and let's close you now.
So I would, I like this. I'm gonna tweak it. Let's assume she uses a piece of flat content like a graphic or an infographic or whatever, right? And it's like 5 common mistakes. Like it's a picture, right? And it's on a website. It's on her website. It's a landing page on her Jacob Street website, right? And then, but now it's a picture embedded in the LinkedIn feed, right? And it's like 5 things that immigrating employees need to know about getting insurance in the United States. Top 5 things. And then you click on it like, okay, I'll bite. Let's click on it. Boom. It goes to a landing page, her landing page. And then you show the top 5 things, but over the top of it, you do a lead capture to say name, company, email in order to access. Okay, fine. My name's Ben, my company Bob, my email Bob. And then you access, and now you understand that this is of interest to them.
Yeah.
Is that going to convert? I mean, does that convert, or do people say, you try to get my information, I'm out?
It converts if they have a strong enough issue. If they're going through the problem and they don't have a solution, they're going to go through it. In fact, I would go as far as adding a little bit to that solution where if they download it, they have the option to schedule a call with like a sales professional right there. Just integrate like your Calendly, and they can just sit and talk to somebody. Hey, you need more information on this? Go to Calendly, take this out.
100%. Calendly and live chat, like a live chat box. Hey, you struggling with something? Like, what's up? Like talk to Elizabeth. You're, expert.
Big, I gotta bring you on. Yeah, this
Yeah,
advertising strategy is slapping right now.
that's what's up, man. Let's do this. Let's do this. You know what though? Yeah. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Yeah, but you know what though? Honestly, you know why? Because I've had so much bad marketing sold to me, and it's so irritating when the solutions don't actually work, and you spend money and it's just it's frustrating. Martin Mayotte, Terrell, do you have any data that supports what business function active LinkedIn users are in? For example, sales, marketing, operations.
Data. I mean, they're all there. Like it's almost like you have to have a LinkedIn if you're a business professional looking to grow. So
I feel like you just you put in the LinkedIn search bar like sales, and they'll tell you like 27 million search results. Like you can literally just look it up, I think.
For sure. Or get Sales Navigator. If you get Sales Navigator, actually you can download all the leads from actually you taught me the strategy. This was you. You taught me this strategy. But you can get Sales Navigator, type in the type of people you're looking for, and it will show you a list of everybody who is on LinkedIn with those demographics and those filters. So I would suggest that.
Yeah. Val says, excellent. Circle back to the conversation yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, Val, appreciate you. Mel, what up, Mel? Hi, Ben and Terrell. Happy to see and hear and learn something new. And again, Elizabeth was super stoked about that. Yeah, okay, so people hear kind of what the process is and everything. If somebody wants to talk more about their specific, we just did a deep dive for Elizabeth at Jacob Street about what she might do, right? If somebody wants to have a conversation, like an idea session like that with you, I mean, is that something that you do for people?
Yeah, we offer our free consulting out on my website, ivyovals.com. If you guys sign up and put in your information, there should be a form there, or you can click a link and set up a Calendly meeting with me as well.
Ivy Ovals, ivyovals.com.
Yeah.
ivyovals.com. Somebody put that in the comments too, if you don't mind, just putting a link in the comments. And then you can just fill out that form, and then you'll hit them up and have a conversation. And I'm sure it's not a hard sell thing, right? You just just give them advice, and or you hard sell.
No, you have to close. You have to close there. That's it.
Yeah. MasterCard or Visa, right? No, but I mean, I think what you're doing is amazing, dude. I mean, you're 20 years old. I think sometimes we underestimate the value of fresh perspectives on things. My coloring's getting super weird right now because the sun is setting. It's we're super jaundiced over here. No, but I love that you're open and that you're providing this kind of insight. You want to leave us with a final thought, final word that we should be thinking about?
First, Ben, thanks so much for making this platform. I think everybody is more than excited and happy that you're giving so much value in this space, and I'm so proud of what you've been able to do. If I had to give a final word, is do what Ben is doing. Go out there and do it.
Don't do what I'm doing, please. I don't need any more competition. Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding. Do you? Add value.
Exactly. Add value, but also realize that nobody in your space is going to be doing this. If you actually got out there and you became the #1 company that people know in a relocation space who offers so much, the value that Ben has offered, or let's say even more, you will see so many clients. Impossible, but you'll see so many more clients. You won't have to worry about that anymore. It would just be, you won't have to sell on price anymore. It's just be, I know that you offer a really great thing. I know that I heard your LinkedIn videos. I follow you all the time. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's sit down and let's talk business. And that's what I would aspire anybody who's listening in to actually do. Last thing.
Yeah, that's a great, just do it, right? I mean, it's super scary to put yourself out there. it's super scary to make videos and stuff. But I would just say, you know, just do it and dip your toe in. Maybe one day it's a, you know, it's a share. One day it's a comment. One day, you know, you share an article, you know, and then maybe one day you do a video. Maybe you don't, you know, maybe you don't. But just get active, do something, and always come at it from a place of trying to add value to somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
don't do it like thinking about yourself and how do I look good and everything, because that's the fastest way to not start doing something.
Yeah.
Yo, this was amazing. Thanks to everybody who got involved in the chat. Please hit Terrell up at ivyovals.com. Get him to take a look at your business plan and your digital marketing. See how he can help you with that. Let me know if he doesn't call you right away. I will text him. I will also send you his cell phone number and you can call him at 1 a.m. Yeah, and thank you for getting involved. Hit that like button if you haven't already. If you know somebody that needs digital marketing services, send Terrell's information. I think it's awesome that we can also kind of like support this guy as he's like doing his thing right now, you know, so it's kind of like it kind of goes both ways, right? It helps us, helps him. And then the other thing I would say is check us out tomorrow. Danny Herskowitz, the relocation industry recruiter, is going to be here tomorrow talking about who's hiring, what jobs are hiring for, what skills are necessary, how to get that paper and get that next gig. So Danny, my good friend, is going to be here. Terrell, thank you so much, man. This was fantastic, bro. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Loved it.
Yeah, Terrell White, everybody. Let's get this down here. Show your name there. All right. Take care, everybody. We will see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern.